Chiropractor. Chiropractor. Some patients don't get the results they want going to a chiropractor, and there's many reasons why that is. Let me give you 10 tips today on how to get the best results to the chiropractor right now. First thing, when it comes to chiropractic, not all chiropractic is the same. There's going to be two different scopes of chiropractic we talk about today. There's going to be the pain management chiropractic, and then there's going to be the corrective care chiropractic. And when you compare both things together, it's like comparing apples to oranges. They're going to be completely different. Here on the pain management side, you're going to be focusing on just wanting to get out of pain. You're going to go in, you're probably not going to be getting x-rays, you're going to get a full-length examination, go through your history, but the patient isn't going to be getting a long-lasting effect for their spine that's necessary for not just getting them out of pain, but keeping them out of pain. Here on the corrective side, you're going to actually be able to see what your spine looks like on x-ray after proper examination and history. We're going to actually take post x-ray showing your spine is correcting, and it is going to be setting the foundation for your spine to not just get out of pain, but stay out of pain for years to come. So just there alone, you really have to ask yourself, do I just want to get out of pain, or do I want to work on correcting my spine? That's the difference right there.
10.
One of our first tips is going to be you have to be consistent with your care. What does that mean? Typically, to get the best result with chiropractic care, you have to stick to a treatment plan. Why is that important? Well, would you go to the gym and only go once a week and expect to get really long-lasting results for building muscle? The answer is no. But would you feel better by just going in once a week over a long period of time? Yeah, that consistency can get you results. But generally, to get the best results, we have to build momentum first. And so when we talk about recovering and actually building momentum for your spine, this is our road to recovery sheet. So this is when we actually start a patient in this area down here. Sometimes patients get better right off the bat. Some patients generally have a little bit longer time healing based on the severity of their symptom. But the end result is generally the same. So we have to see them build that momentum. Generally twice a week, maybe 3 days a week for most patients is the best. As your pain and your symptoms go down, then we can actually start to see a little bit less frequency. But if you start missing appointments, then that's what puts us in this kind of this vicious feedback loop of having to lose that momentum. The symptoms come back and you have to do all these appointments to bring it back. And then that's when we hear from patients that, why does chiropractic not work for me? And it does work for you. The thing is, you just have to be consistent. And so over here with the wellness care, if you can just stay consistent even at a lesser frequency after working on establishing and getting your health, that's when you can stay healthy for years to come, saving yourself hundreds if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in sick care and medical debt.
9.
Another hot tip for you guys is doing home care exercises at your home. Why is this so important? Is that a lot of people go to the chiropractor, they get adjusted, they're expecting this miracle cure, and they don't realize there's a lot more they can be doing at home. You could be eliminating the way that you're using your cell phone, watching your posture at all times, also look at the way you sleep, just some ergonomic things, but you can also work on retraining your spine at home too. We always recommend getting a wobble cushion, neck traction, and some neck rolls just for starters, and we also base home care exercises on your x-rays to do. So the patients that have gotten the best results in our office have been the patients that have been doing their home care consistently at home. You can literally see the difference between somebody that does home care exercises and that doesn't based on x-rays and how much correction they get. It really helps out with ligament damage, especially to the posterior longitudinal ligament in the back, the cervical curve, and helping healing those ligaments up long term. Just have to stay consistent though, that's the key.
8.
Prolonged sitting. Prolonged sitting can actually be a killer of your spine. This is one of the major reasons why people come in our practice, because they have this hot disc or lower back problem from prolonged sitting. So your posture sinks in the chair, you're actually loading up that disc, you have no support of that L5, so you have to make sure you take some breaks. Have to get up off your chair, stand up some more, and stay active.
7.
So that brings us to our next tip. So you're at work, you've been sitting all day, you have to stay active, right? So why not on your break? Maybe go exercise. I know I do. On my lunch break, I try to stay active, go to the gym, get in the sauna, warm up those muscles, but you have to keep those muscles and joints moving. Motion is life. No motion is death. And yes, I realize it's winter and I should be wearing a jacket.
6.
So over my 10 years of doing workplace talks at different corporations, 3 tips have helped out so many people with their back and neck pains. Number 1 is always just keeping an eye on where your forearms are. So when you're typing on the keyboard, are your forearms pointing downward or are they pointing upward? Because if they're pointing downward, that's good and it's going to take pressure off your median nerve. If your forearms are pointing upward, then you're actually going to be causing pressure on that median nerve, stretching it out, which can actually lead towards carpal tunnel syndrome. So make sure your forearms are always pointing down. Number 2 is when you're sitting in your chair, what is the degree of the angle at which your legs are positioned at? Are they at a 90-degree or lower angle, or are they tucked up in a more acute angle, which is actually causing hip flexion contracture, which can actually lead to a lot of pelvic floor issues and psoas tightening. So make sure you have your chair up higher rather than lower, and that'll help out not only with your hip flexors, but also with your wrists. The most important tip I can give for the ergonomics, and most other things will fall in line when you do this, is raising your desktop height. Most places will say when you do ergonomic checks to put the desktop at the level at the top of the computer at your eye height, but that's going to actually cause for you to still lean forward and create forward head posture. If you actually raise the desk monitor height up, or that your eyesight's in the middle or to the lower of the computer, you have to put your neck in extension, also creating your lumbar to go in extension and working on straightening your back out. So this is the most ideal thing. Raise up your desk monitor height, raise up your chair, and watch out for the position of your wrists. Then you should be able to avoid most desktop injuries at the workplace.
5,
Your gait analysis. That's actually going to be very crucial for the results that you get at the chiropractic office as well. If you have any issues with your feet, your ankles, your knees, or your hips, that can actually cause for your hip to dip and cause for misalignments in your spine. So unless you get that fully evaluated and analyzed to see what we can do to help correct those problems, it can forever keep throwing out your spine out of whack, creating subluxations that keep coming back over and over again. So make sure you get a foot scan and see what's going on with the different pressure points in your foot and see what we can do to help you out with that.
4,
That's right, Dr. Bones and I confirm. Having your nutrition be high in inflammatory foods can be detrimental to your results here in the practice. So that's why we want to be making sure that you're not consuming too many carbohydrates, preserved foods, or additives, so then your body isn't creating damage to the cells after we do the adjustments to your vertebrae. When you actually consume a diet in more high healthy fats, that's going to actually be more beneficial for decreasing inflammation and having your body heal at a faster rate. So make sure you do what Dr. Bones says. You're gonna get angry.
3,
Oh, hey there. Maintaining awareness is actually more important than you think. I see patients waiting for their adjustments all the time rather than getting set up for their adjustment, looking down at their phones, using terrible posture, and I have to go and yell at them. I'm sorry if that's you, but that's the truth. So if you're actually gonna have horrible ergonomics, not just while waiting for an adjustment, but throughout your day, you can actually be throwing your spine out of all sorts. And so that's why we dedicated the video last year that you can click right here that can let you know all the other different things you need to be aware of when you're maintaining awareness.
2,
X-rays. Why X-rays are so important is you have to think of it from a medical perspective. If you were going to get a surgery, would you want somebody working on the inside of you without having a camera? I wouldn't, so you shouldn't either. So the point is, a lot of chiropractors can do examinations and evaluate you with a lot of different tools and a lot of different technology where they don't need an x-ray. I believe after a thorough examination, with x-rays being necessary, by getting x-rays of your spine, we can actually see specific how your spine is not just shifting, if there's twists, if there's any kind of misalignments in your spine, and we can also look for any other contraindications to getting adjusted. So very important, the person that usually gets the best result has x-rays of their spine, not just before care, but after care, showing that they're correcting their spine.
1,
So of all the things that we've talked about today, one of them is the most important tip of all. It's gonna be this guy right here, which is your mindset. None of this information matters if you don't have the right mindset and why you go to the chiropractor. Like we talked about at the beginning of the video, you could be going for pain management, which is great for helping you get out of pain, or for actually correcting your spine. All these tips are meant for helping you get long-term lasting results if you just stay consistent. But if you go in with the mindset of just, hey, I'm gonna get out of pain, well, these could be recurring issues that can actually cause you trouble a lot more down the road. So that's why it's so important that we get to your health we keep your health and try to get you the best results possible. So these are 10 of the best tips that I can give my patients when you go to the chiropractor to get the best result. Trust me, I've been doing this for over 10 years. This is the difference between patients that get good results and great results. So make sure, if you like this content, check out the rest of our channel. We have some fun videos, we have some more informative videos. If you like our video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and keep it cracking. We'll see you in the next one.
Hi boys and girls, make sure to get adjusted. That's what all the cool kids are doing. And don't forget to subscribe.